In today's video, I'll be doing some side-by-side comparisons of fragrances that have some sort of similarity to each other. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Hi, my name is Ayesha from simplyayesha.com. Here on YouTube, I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a part of my This, That, or Both series. If you've never seen a video from this series, I will link my playlist. It's been a while since I did one of these, but I do find these videos to be fun and to be helpful to a lot of you all. So in these videos, I put two fragrances head to head, review them, and let you guys know which one I would pick or if I would pick both of them. I try to be pretty thorough in these reviews, so none of these are like first impressions. These are all fragrances that I know that I found some sort of similarity between. I have 6 fragrances, meaning we have 3 head-to-head battles. It sounds confusing, but I promise once we get into it, it won't be. So let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So the first set of fragrances we're going to compare are Glossier You versus 22 Orris by Letta. So first up, let's talk packaging. Now, I know packaging is not important to some of you all, but I feel like when I do reviews, packaging is a part of it. Perfume is a whole experience. So whether packaging is important to you or not, for me it is, and so I like to include it. So we're going to start out with the fragrance that I had first, and that is Glossier You. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's simple. I have the smallest bottle, but I believe it's available in a larger bottle now, and it has this kitschy little like thumbprint here. So it's cute, but nothing really to write home about in my opinion. Next up is 22 Orris by Letta. And this is the standard packaging for all the Letta fragrances, but it's actually really nice. It's vintage looking, has a gold top. It's very substantial feeling. It does not feel cheap at all. Now, more importantly, how do they smell? So Glossier You is one of those fragrances that's marketed to be a your skin but better scent. It's supposed to smell different on everybody depending on your skin chemistry. And now that I'm really more into fragrances, I kind of feel like that statement could be said about any fragrance. Like fragrances smell different on people depending on skin chemistry, environment, and all that. So I feel like that's a marketing ploy. But to me, this fragrance smells like a lightweight kind of lipsticky iris fragrance. So when I smell this, I do get cosmetic vibes. It doesn't smell like too heavy and too thick of a lipstick smell, not too vintage. To me, it's a more modern take on that scent category. This fragrance is very airy, very easy to wear, and I find it to be inoffensive like in every situation. So whether you work in a hospital or an office or something like that, where you're around a lot of people, this is the kind of fragrance that I think you could wear a lot without being bothersome to anybody. Like you could totally overspray this. I don't think it would ever offend anybody. So for 22 Orris, I also get that kind of light cosmetic makeup type of smell. But to me, it's not very vintage. To me, this one is kind of more bright, sparkling, but still soft at the same time. It still kind of has that powdery vibe, but not overly powdery. When I compare the two fragrances as far as smell, I definitely think this one is more of a dense, powdery iris, makeup-y smell, whereas this one is more bright, sparkling, airy, transparent, but in the same family. When it comes to projection and longevity, Glossier You is definitely a long-lasting fragrance. This is one that wears very lightly. It doesn't fill up a room before you walk in or anything like that. But to me, it does last a long time. I'm probably get about 8 hours of wear out of this fragrance, but it is a skin scent for me, probably at around the 4-hour mark, but it does last a long time. It just doesn't project very much. When it comes to 22 Orris, this one to me doesn't seem to last as long. I probably get about 6 hours of wear out of this. And again, part of that wear is a skin scent on me. So I would say probably around the 3 to 4 hour mark, this one turns into a skin scent on me. So for both of these fragrances, I feel like they are pretty comparable as to when and where you'll wear them. They would be perfect for any type of office job, hospital job, any day-to-day scent, perfect for bedtime. It's just very inoffensive, and I feel like you could wear it for any of those type of occasions. I would not wear either of these on a date, And I also think these work just as good in any type of weather. So all year long, daytime only for me, or nighttime for sleeping, but definitely not like date worthy, or definitely not something I would wear for a special occasion either. So Glossier You comes in a 50 ml size, which is what I have, but it also comes in a 100 ml size. The 50 ml size retails for $72, and the 100 ml size retails for $104. For 22 Orris, the bottle only comes in one size, and that's the 50 ml size, and that retails for $98. So do you need this, that, or both? In my opinion, you don't need both. If I were to pick just one, for me, it's more of a personal reason that I would pick 22 Orris. And that is just because this one has some scent memories attached to it that has kind of made it hard for me to wear. I wore this a lot. My mom was in the hospital before she passed away. And so whenever I smell it, I kind of think of that. But at the same time, I can't get rid of it. So for me, my reasoning is more personal, that I would pick 22 Orris. However, if I put my own personal reasons aside and wanted to recommend just one of these to you all, I would say go for Glossier You. And the reason is because this one is a little bit better price. It's easier to find now that they sell it at Sephora. In some Sephora stores, you can actually go in and smell it before you buy it. So to me, it's just like easier access. And I found that this lasts longer than 22 Orris. Now, I definitely enjoy both of these. And I actually think I personally enjoy the smell of 22 Orris a little bit more. However, they are so similar that if I were to recommend one, it would be Glossier You, just because I feel like you get a little bit more bang for your buck out of Glossier You. You get a little bit more of a present smell, in my opinion, but at the same time, 22 Orris is really beautiful. So if you smell Glossier You and you thought it was a little bit too powdery, then 22 Orris would be a better choice for you. But overall, if I had to recommend one to you all, it will be Glossier You. The next two fragrances we will be comparing are Givenchy Pi, a super old fragrance, and Parfums de Marly Althair. So some of y'all are probably surprised to see these two fragrances being compared, because Althair came out last year, I believe. I think it came out in 2023. So it came out last year. It's very popular, and Givenchy Pi has been around forever, and it doesn't get talked about too much on the internet. However, when I started wearing Althair, it reminded me of Pi. So just like with the previous set, we're going to talk about packaging first. So first up is Givenchy Pi. This is what the bottle looks like. It is unique. I will say, with this shape of bottle, it's kind of hard to store. I mean, it's not hard to store, but if you have a lot of fragrances like me, it takes up a lot of space. So I kind of turn it like this so that I can fit more fragrance bottles on my risers. That's just a personal problem, but yeah, the bottle is unique. It has this little handle here that's really just, I guess, for decoration. It does not have a top, so I know that will bother some of you all. But I think, you know, for it to be as old as it is, I actually think the packaging is not bad. It's just something that stands out to me. And then for Althair, this is what the packaging looks like. So typical Parfums de Marly men's line packaging. However, this one is this kind of rust color, reminds me of autumn, reminds me of like chai. It's just a very warm looking bottle. If I were picking a bottle alone, I actually prefer Pi over Althair, even though both bottles are very well made, very sturdy. I don't really, these look too masculine to me, but that's very subjective. So, you know, I don't know which one you prefer, but for me, it would be Pi. So when you first spray Pi, this one to me opens up quite spicy. So I get like a mix of different spices that I really can't pinpoint. And if you're familiar with fragrances from this time period, I believe this was released maybe in the 90s, but a lot of fragrances from this time period have a ton of notes in them. They're hard to pick out, and that was just the style at that point in time. And I feel like that fits right into that category, because for me, the notes are kind of hard to pick out, but I feel like I smell a bunch of different spices, and definitely something aromatic like lavender that's giving it a slight bit of a barbershop vibe, but not too much. And if you smell this on paper, women especially, if you smell this on paper, you may immediately think that it's too masculine because of that opening. However, once this dries on the skin, it definitely warms up and it becomes like this cozy, I don't know if it's vanilla or tonka, but there's something like vanilla or tonka that adds some sweetness to this, and it just becomes this cozy mesh of a fragrance. The lavender kind of still sticks around a little bit, but it really dies down, and I think of this as more of like a cozy, spicy scent. Now, Althair has been talked about a lot, and I'm sure you've heard it being described as a vanilla scent, but to me, that does not tell the entire story for this fragrance. So to me, yes, you do get vanilla, but you also get a lot of these like warm spices in it. And there's definitely something a little bit like green and aromatic in the opening. I'm not sure what it is. For some reason, I feel like I remember it being pine, but for me, I can't really put my finger on what it is. It just smells like a little bit of greenness in the opening, which to me makes this definitely kind of smell a little bit more on the masculine side when you first spray it. This is one of those fragrances that is in the masculine line for Parfums de Marly, but a lot of women wear this. A lot of women love it. But I do think that if this is something you want to try, you need to be aware that this is not completely a feminine leaning vanilla. So it does have those spices. It does have that greenness in it, that kind of aromatic touch that is common in a lot of men's fragrances. However, as this fragrance begins to dry down, you definitely get more sweetness coming out. So to me, the vanilla really warms up, kind of takes over the fragrance. But you also have, I think, orange blossom that's giving it a little bit of floral sweetness too. And the spices still stick around. So overall, to me, what I'm left with is a warm, cozy vanilla with these warm spices in it. One thing I want to say about both of these fragrances is that although I'm describing them as warm and cozy, they have this airiness to them that makes them, I think, year-round appropriate. They're not too heavy, they're not too thick, they're not too gourmand, although they are definitely warm and spicy. And when it comes to projection and longevity, Givenchy Pi is actually an eau de toilette, but it lasts to me like an eau de parfum or an extrait, honestly. So on my skin, I'm able to get probably about 8 to 10 hours of wear out of this fragrance. And I feel like it projects on my skin anywhere between like 6 to 7 hours before it turns into a skin scent. It's not a huge room filler, but I don't overspray this fragrance. For me, I feel like if I oversprayed this, it could possibly be a little bit too much, especially in that opening when you're getting those more masculine vibes from it. So I don't really, I mean, I probably overspray compared to some of y'all, but I don't go ham with this. Let's just say that. I probably, if I had to guess, I would probably say I did about 8 to 10 sprays on this, okay? So some of y'all are like clutching your pearls, but like for me, that's like my normal spray. So anyway, it doesn't fill a room, but I think that it possibly could if you like really, really went in on the sprays. With Althair, I find this to be quite long lasting as well. Again, I get probably about 8 to 10 hours of wear out of this, and it turns into a skin scent on me probably around the 6 to 7 hour mark. Now, I do find that this one at the beginning, it seems to project more than Givenchy Pi, but maybe it's because of how I spray it. I don't know. I feel like when I'm wearing this, I do get that cloud of fragrance that seems to be more apparent in Althair than it does in Givenchy Pi. So for both of these fragrances, I kind of already got into this, but I feel like they would both be appropriate for year-round use. They would probably stand out more to me in the fall winter just because I think of them as warm spices. But I can tell you I've worn both of these when it's been warm, and I actually just wore this one like 2 weeks ago and it wasn't doing too much. So I definitely think both of these could be worn year round. And as far as occasion, I feel like these can really go anywhere with you. Like to me, they're cozy, so I would wear them to bed, but they're also kind of sexy. I would wear them out. I would wear them in the office if I worked in an office. I would just be mindful with the sprays if I was going to wear it like in a hospital or somewhere like that. But generally, I find these to be quite versatile, and I can't think of an occasion where they would not work, except for maybe dead heat of summer, theme park or something like that. Y'all know I'm always talking about that, the theme park. Anyway, yeah, so these are pretty versatile, and I feel like they have the same level of versatility. And when it comes to price, Pi comes in 2 different sizes. It comes in a 50 ml bottle and a 100 ml bottle. And the 100 ml bottle currently retails for $117. That is from the Givenchy website. However, this fragrance has been out so long, you find this at a ton of different discounters, but I'm trying to compare apples to apples. I personally wouldn't pay $117 for this because I'm pretty sure I paid like $35 for this. I think you can even get this at Walmart, y'all. It's one of those fragrances. You can get it pretty much anywhere. So you know, do what you do, spend your money how you want to. But if you want to pay retail, $117 for the large bottle. Althair comes in 2 different sizes as well. The smallest bottle is 75 ml and the largest bottle is actually a 125 ml. So this bottle is larger and it retails for $365. Again, sometimes you can get this on sale, like Neiman's or Saks or Nordstrom is having a sale, or sometimes you can find it at discounters, but generally you're going to be paying somewhere close to the retail price for this one. Do you need this, that, or both? So I would say for me, I'm keeping both, okay? But I would say, I don't know. This one is hard because I really love both of these. But when I think about it in a very objective way, if I had to recommend one to you all, I would say Givenchy Pi. Like, it was here first, it's the OG, it costs way less money, but they're both beautiful. And to me, this one definitely has more vanilla to it. So to me, this one is definitely like creamier, cozier. But yeah, this is hard. Why did I make this video? If I wanted to recommend one to you all, it would be Givenchy Pi, but I don't think it would be bad to have both because honestly, this one has more of a base to it. This one wears a little bit more airy. So I definitely could see, like, say if this is like a scent profile that you really love, I would say you could probably wear this one more at day, this one more at night, or this one more spring, summer, this one more fall, winter. So you could definitely justify having both of them. But if your budget only allows you to have one, I would definitely go for Givenchy Pi. So the final set of fragrances we're going to compare are Xerjoff Erba Pura and Xerjoff Erba Gold. So first up, packaging. So Erba Pura, this is what it looks like. It's a typical Xerjoff bottle. This one does have the velvet. However, I have seen that it appears they're getting rid of the velvet and just going with the painted glass, I believe. So let me show you Erba Gold up close. I have Erba Gold in a larger bottle, but they come in the same sizes. Obviously, they're from the same company. They look the same. This one used to be in the velvet bottles, but apparently now when they release it to the US, there's no longer velvet on this one. And you can see, I believe it's painted glass. So really, for all intents and purposes, the packaging is the same on these two. And both colors to me are gorgeous. So first up, let's talk Erba Pura. If you never smell Erba Pura, you definitely need to. I feel like this is one of those fragrances that if you are a fragrance lover, this is something that you need to get your nose on just for reference, honestly. Even if this is not your vibe, I feel like this is one of those fragrances that is like a cornerstone of fragrance. Anyway, Erba Pura is like, to me, it opens up like a basket of mixed fruits. So I'm getting like all kind of fruity nuances, and it's really hard to pick out like what type of fruit you're smelling, but I'm getting all these type of fruity nuances. I believe passion fruit is in here, and I believe that's probably like the main fruity note that I'm picking out. But it definitely smells like a mix of different fruits. As this fragrance begins to dry down, it does have this musky, ambery base. So I find that the smell overall on this fragrance is musky, ambery, fruity. It's not just fruity. It's not just musky. It's not just ambery. They all are very prominent in this fragrance. First spray is not what you want to go by on this fragrance, because at first spray, you really don't smell that musky, ambery base too much. But as the fragrance wears, like I'm talking about like, let's say within the first 30 minutes, that musky ambery base really comes out. And for a lot of people, that can be make or break because it is quite strong. So either you love that or you hate it. And I know a lot of people that hate Erba Pura because of that. So this is not a safe blind buy, although I think it's something you should get your nose on. This is definitely not a safe blind buy in my opinion. So Erba Gold also opens up with this fruit basket type scent, but to me the fruits in here are different. So you definitely still get that mixed fruit take, but to me the fruits in here smell brighter. They smell more tropical. So I feel like I can pick out more like melons and pineapple and maybe like guava or something like that. The fruits in this just smell more tropical compared to the ones in Erba Pura. They're also more sweet, a little bit more syrupy, but not extremely syrupy. But this is definitely a sweeter scent than Erba Pura. At the dry down of this fragrance, you still get that musky ambery base, but it is dialed way, way, way back. So if you think about it like this, so in Erba Pura, the musk, the amber, and the fruits are all on the same level, right? They're all the same as far as once the fragrance dries down. In Erba Gold, to me, the fruits are up here and the musky ambery base is down here. So overall, you get a sweeter, more fruity scent from Erba Gold than from Erba Pura. So when it comes to projection and longevity, for Erba Pura, I get probably about 8 to 10 hours of wear, if not longer, but definitely like a good 8 to 10 hours of wear. And this fragrance really projects. Like I feel like the musky ambery base really makes this fragrance like pop off your skin, really pop off your skin. So it can be a room filler. This is not one that I overspray, because honestly, I feel like sometimes, I know if you watch fragrance YouTube, it's always like we're always overspraying, and I overspray a lot too. But sometimes that can really mess up a fragrance for you, because if you overspray the wrong fragrance, it may kill the entire vibe for you. So this is not one that I really overspray, but this definitely could be a room filler. And I don't think it turns into a skin scent on me until probably at least like the 8-hour mark or so. Now, when it comes to Erba Gold, again, this lasts a long time on me, probably about 8 to 10 hours. And this one definitely does project as well, but I feel like it doesn't project as much as Erba Pura. So for me, I get a good amount of projection. Like people that are arm's length or maybe even like 2 arms length away from me will be able to smell this. And that projection probably lasts, I would say maybe around like 4 to 6 hours, just depending on how you spray. I have found that I am able to overspray this fragrance and it hasn't been a problem. So for both of these fragrances, I find them to be hot weather appropriate. I think they smell better in the warmth, and to me, they're kind of sunnier fragrances. However, I will say that to me, Erba Gold smells more tropical, and so I probably wouldn't wear this when it's not warm. Whereas Erba Pura, although it is fruity, it is one of those fruity scents that I feel like can be worn year round. Now, as far as occasion, I feel like both of these are good for days out. These are not the types of scents that I personally like to wear in the house. I feel like these are scents that need to be out in the elements, and I feel like they actually smell better that way when you're out doing things. These are not fragrances I would ever wear to bed. Like they're not those type of calming scents. These are definitely more like occasion type scents for me. I also could see myself wearing both of these on a date. I wouldn't wear them to an office or to work or anything like that, but definitely any, like if I'm going to brunch, lunch, dinner, any of those type of occasions, I definitely would wear either one of these. So both of these fragrances are available in the 50 ml size and the 100 ml size. For pricing purposes, we're going to talk about the 100 ml size. So Erba Pura retails for $250 and Erba Gold retails for $300. Do you need this, that, or both? So for me, I'm taking both, okay? Because I love this scent profile. However, I would say that for this particular one, I'm kind of going to cheat, because I feel like certain types of people are going to like this one more and certain types of people are going to like that one more. So I would say that if you like more unisex leaning scents, Erba Pura, the original. If you like more girly, more feminine, sweeter scents, Erba Gold. Neither one of these are safe blind buys in my opinion, but if I had to tell you to blind buy one and you're a woman, I would say Erba Gold. I feel like Erba Gold is just like the easier to wear sister of Erba Pura. Erba Pura can definitely be pulled off by a man. I think Erba Gold can as well. But if I were recommending one to a man, it would definitely be Erba Pura all the way. So I felt like I was kind of cheating on that one. I don't necessarily think you need both though. So hopefully you found this helpful, because I have been having a lot of questions about these two in particular. So to answer the question, if you need both, no, I think they're quite similar. You definitely don't need both. It just depends on what type of person you are, what type of scents you like, on which one you should get. So those are the fragrances that I wanted to compare. I feel like with these videos, there's so much to go over and I'm trying to be so thorough. So if I forgot something, please leave it in the comments below. Like leave me your question and I'll try to answer as best as I can. I hope you guys found this video helpful and you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you check out my website. It's www.simplyayesha.com. Get on my email list over there so that we never lose contact. And if you want to connect me more, follow me on Instagram. I'm in my stories almost every day. And follow me on TikTok, where my content is just very easygoing and laid back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.